Good day and good morning, YouTube. Today, this is Jesse Hill, also known as the roflberrypwnkac, coming right at you, and I'm going to be showing you today my new PvP map. Well, my newest one. I have several that I haven't been able to show. I just got my HPVR, thanks to GameStop. Big shout out to them. They made this all possible. But today, we're going to be looking at my PvP map, which was originally supposed to be a detective map, slash story map. But we'll get into that later. This is PvP map Holmesdale, and as you can see, it's actually quite large. Being where I'm at, vantage point wise, it doesn't look very big because some of it's not rendering and whatnot. But we'll get into that. But as far as it goes, I want to give a big shout out to my friends and everything. They really helped me out. I did most of this whenever they weren't on, but they would help me with the details and the trees and just everything I could think of as far as looks go. They did a really good job, so big shout out to those guys. I'll tell you guys by name if you can look them up. They might have YouTube channels, I'm not sure yet, but let's have a look at it. Now, let's just start with this orange wall. It wraps around. I know a lot of people are going to give me crap because I didn't use obsidian or glass like a lot of Hunger Game maps go, but to be honest, I wanted people to be able to see it and enjoy it, so it's it's bright enough to where you immediately know that that's the boundary where you're at. But let's just jump right into it. Down here, where the gold tower is, I always want to make a spawn point. It's not very big, but it can accommodate 8 to 16 players pretty easily. It's pretty little, but as far as it goes, I know I made a mistake of moving the spawn point here. You won't spawn here, you'll spawn, way out in Timbuktu, down towards the right bottom part of the map where the forest is. I know that's messed up, but you gotta understand that I was looking for the perfect place, environment to put this map. I'm a stickler about that, and I know it's not as detailed as a lot of the high pixel builds, but you gotta understand too, I went for practicality, and I built this, so yes, it looked aesthetically pleasing, but I can guarantee there's a lot of stuff that Hypixel wouldn't have on his that are on this map. Let's just jump right into it. Now the rules are, you can't break any blocks, but if you fall into like a 2 block that was an accident or something like that, or just a topography error, yes, you can break 1 block to get out, but try not to break any of the blocks in the buildings, that kind of thing. Don't cheat, it's basically what it is. Don't leave the map, that kind of goes with it. Don't go through the big walls. If you do, you'll be expelled from the game, and that kind of thing. There's also a 1-minute grace period because of the map is so dang large, and it just, flying over it doesn't do it justice, like I said earlier. You just don't want to end the game too fast. It's a really fun game. It's awesome. It's a cool game, and anybody can enjoy it. So make it enjoyable. And of course, take 2 apples. But I already have 2 apples, so yeah, I'll put them back. But as far as it goes, when it becomes nighttime, I usually have my friends sleep in the beds, that kind of thing. It makes it simpler for them. They drop down towards the beginning of the game, so everyone has a chance equally to get some cargo. Again, I built most of this by myself, as far as it goes, but we'll start here. This town has extensive bridges and subways and that kind of thing. It also has a massive sewer system, which makes for good CQB. If you guys don't know what that is, it's or CQC, sorry, a close quarters combat. It's really fun. It's extensive. I worked really hard as far as digging goes. Yeah, there's this is the subway station. Of course, that's Big Ben over there. This is slightly less bigger Ben. This over here was built for the most part by my special friends over here. Ooh, it's pretty nice. I built it after a favela that I saw in Brazil. It's pretty cool as far as it goes. Yeah, it looks a little messy, but the idea is for it to be messy. But this map has a little bit for everybody. It's got, tight cramped quarters, wide open spaces, tunnels, I mean, you name it. It's got, parkour, it's got Easter eggs and little stories for everybody. It's just got everything that you could possibly think of in this map. It's even got puzzles, like this one I'm standing over. But I'm not going to show you it. because that would defeat the purpose. But I just want to give a quick shout out to some of my buddies that built this. I'm going to go over here to the wall of fame / shame for not having anything else better to do. I want to thank Deathwishing66, Turtle43, Herobrine Prank, Killer CCS, Tel PVT, The Thrill Gamer, Killtacular131, White Void, and Clanky Tuba. Without you guys, a lot of the little stuff that was a pain in the tail to do would not have gotten done on time, and this map would I'd still be working on this, trying to get it done, because I'm really anal about getting this stuff perfect the first time. So I just want to thank you guys. A round of applause for you fellas. You really pulled it out as far as it goes. Yeah. So this is a part of the subsystem. It's pretty extensive. I didn't really ever finish the subsystem because I didn't see a point. Just make enough to where people can walk around and everything. But it extends to most parts of the city itself. So it's not going to be too bad as far as that goes. But I did build an underground base. Yeah, I got my little Umbrella Corporation / something else symbol. You'll see that a couple times in some of my maps. But it's a bunch of cargo, some tanks, that kind of stuff. There's even some parkour / puzzles. Those little holes in the wall. There's bases and tunnels stretching back there that go to the sewers. There's even escape tunnels. There's a lab here. I mean, there's a lot going on just in this one area. This area right here could be a huge PvP map for that matter. If you kept all the tunnels too and closed off the entrances. But this is a pretty nice map. There's a lot of Easter eggs here as well that I'm not going to show you. But it's pretty nice as far as it goes. It took a long time to dig this out. White Void and my friend Turtle really helped me dig this all out. So I remember that one for sure because that was a pain in the tail, and I did not want anybody to. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Be honest. That's building. We got our insane asylum. This one has a really nice Easter egg. As you can see, it's abandoned. There's a lot of puzzles and vents to crawl through, which is pretty nice. We have our upper part of town. We've got I call the Egyptian Eye Tower. We've got the clubs. I'm really a stickler for small stuff, but you got your fire escapes everywhere, so that's a pretty fun thing. You got your bars and your partially built buildings. This is really fun, actually. This is a bunch of puzzles and stuff up here that you can enjoy, mazes. This is Red Devil Tower, or Hanya Tower, as it's pronounced. This one's got parkour out the wazoo. It's also got a little park that goes back there, and you can enjoy in there. But this one's got all kinds of parkour. It's a really, really, really fun map. I took on this one personally, just to be sure, because this was my baby as far as it goes. It goes all the way up to the top, of course. You can get all the way to the top of the tower, and yeah, it's absolutely massive if you stand brick to brick, because it took a lot of time. Let's just say that and leave it at that. As you go, I did make sure there was a lot of roads so you could get connected, because a lot of times a lot of these roads can be blotchy and one block or so every so often. I didn't want anybody to get lost necessarily. I mean, with the sheer size of the towers and just the streets and the city itself, you are going to get lost, but at least you'll be able to follow the roads to connect to parts of the city that you haven't been yet. It just makes it a lot simpler. So yeah, this is the Flavilla again. Really extensive, lots of puzzles in here, lots of ways to get killed. This is the upper crust part of town, as you can tell, with the little fountain and everything. You got your mansions, you got your nice stuff, and over here you have Angel Tower, of course, which is the funny thing. When I was building these randomly, I did not actually mean to build these directly adjacent to each other. If you look over there where those fires are on top of that building, these were built directly adjacent by sheer accident. So they are perfectly lined up, which, I did not mean to do originally. But I was pretty excited when I ended up doing that. So you come down here. This one's a lot harder as far as parkour goes, but it's pretty rewarding. As you can tell, there's a big, huge fall everywhere you go. I am going to give you one hint, because a lot of people have a lot of trouble in this one. One tip of advice I can always give you for any of my maps that I ever do: always, always, always think outside the box. Look everywhere. No matter where you are, no matter what place you're in, there's always going to be a weapon for you somewhere. You just have to look. That's one thing I am a stickler about, is I cannot play the game for you. So, play the game like I would. I don't want people just to give me a game. I have trouble always trying to play and just beating games too easily because it's just too obvious. So, just come over here, climb over, and you hop up, and there you go. So that's a free one for me. But this tower's pretty nice. It's got a little lotus on top, full of all kinds of goodies and whatnot. But again, I'm not going to tell you much more than that because I don't want to give the game to you as far as that goes. But this is the hospital. I'm not going to show you much more of this because there are traps in here that kind of makes the game interesting, kind of makes it more exciting. This one is pretty nice. I built a lot of vents, a lot of little stories inside. It's really creepy at nighttime, and it's very dangerous at nighttime, but there's a lot of rewards in this one as far as diamond goes. I know you guys are really excited about that, so you'll probably now rush to this once I get this online, and this will be the place to go. So, yeah, and you'll notice a little umbrella accents. I'm a big Resident Evil movie and game fan, so, it's always, I'm like that. But it's pretty extensive. A lot of rewards, a lot of ways. You will need keys, by the way, so those levers that you'll find in there, keep those. This is a school I named after my brother Charles. It's a pretty nice one. It's got a lot going on inside. It's got your cafeteria and all that stuff. It's got floors. It's got classrooms. I'm not going to show you too much of that either. But here's something you will find on my maps almost every time. I don't know why, but I have an obsession with making toilets. Come down here, and there will always be an extensive sewer system. If I didn't say that before, there is a massive, 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 and I mean huge sewer system stretching throughout this entire map. As you can tell, this part actually took a lot of time. Building sewers, you have to dig it out of solid rock and everything. And sure enough, I did. There's a lot of parkour, a lot of rewarding things here as well. But it will always shoot you out somewhere in the city, as I said. This is one of the main pipes that goes nowhere. But there's a lot of good stuff in here if you just look. The sewer itself can be a really, really, really good PvP map. But as far as it goes, I strongly recommend playing down here. You might get killed. As you can see, there's a suburb down there. I'll show you later. But it's huge. I'm not going to show you too much more. But yeah, this actually goes up underneath my mansion, the Roflberry mansion I built as a little thing for me to show my pure awesomeness. It's, of course, not the prettiest, not the most detailed and everything. I mean, I try, but I also go for practicality as far as it goes. You don't want to build something too extravagant because it kind of takes away from everything else. Because I've noticed on a lot of PvP maps, someone will build this gorgeous building. I mean, just absolutely fantastic as far as it goes. But it kind of wanes as you leave the building as far as detail goes everywhere else. So I just wanted to be sure everybody got a little piece, a little slice as far as it goes of, just good things. It's even got a garden and a little sundial building where you can actually count how many minutes you have before it's nighttime. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. But this is what's going on. We got Big Ben and slightly less bigger Ben. And, those are easy to come up in. Good sniper position for all those guys that like using bows and arrows, and plenty of places to upgrade your weapons. So, yeah. This is PvP Holmesdale. Again, this was supposed to be a little map to, be a detective map, but I decided that it would be too complicated with the size I was thinking, so I just stuck with the classic, fighting map, and I figured people would really enjoy it. And the consensus is that it's a very good map, which I was pretty excited for. Yeah, this is what I built, and I'll try and get it online as fast as possible. Again, thank you to a lot of my friends. Thank you to all my buds that were helping me, and just thankful to the Lord that He kept me alive to get through this one. This is roflberrypwnkac, also known as Jesse Hill, signing off. You guys have a fantastic day, and have a good one, and keep Minecrafting no matter what anybody says. It's a really good game, and it's really occupied.